Hello, hello, and welcome. And I just wanted to cover two things. I wanted to cover having a chat and having some peace. So there's a reason I'm in the car. I'm talking to you in the car. It's deliberate. It's a nice day. I could be out. I'll be walking around. It's deliberate. So bear with me. The first thing is find someone to talk to. Confide. Someone you can trust. Someone you can confide in. And if you don't have anyone in your life, if you've got one of these people that's got bunches of friends, bunches of mates, you don't really want to talk to them, that's fine. If you do have cancer, or you know someone that does, help them to find a counsellor. Often, talking to someone that has no emotional invested interest, whether they're a mate or family member or whatever the case is, then that's sometimes easier because we could talk about things. And sometimes it's just about talking to them. Sometimes it's just being able to get things out of our mind and out of our mouth. So we don't get that thing like a stuck record, like the thoughts going round and round and round. So find someone you can talk to, find someone you can confide in, someone you can trust. So I'm in the UK, and the charities in the UK, the majority of charities to do with cancer anyway, have helplines and things like this. And if you were just ring one, find one, ring one, and just have a chat with them and just say that I'd really like to talk to someone, they can probably arrange a counsellor for you. I couldn't afford one. I've had one free and it's been really helpful. And on the whole subject of talking to someone, which we don't normally do we? Especially as blokes. I'm like, when I suspected I had something going on, I was ill. I went to the GP with this underlying thing about I think this is going to be, a bit more than something. I thought I may have cancer, but I don't know. Obviously, I don't know. It could just be other things, but I had a feeling, and so we had the test, and my instinct was right, but I wasn't going to tell anyone. I wasn't going to tell of my friends. I didn't want to fuss. Wasn't going to put it on Facebook. Didn't want to fuss. Wasn't going to tell my daughter. I didn't want her to worry. And so there was nothing to tell, was there? I was just feeling not quite right. Went to GP, got some tests done, and all along I was thinking, well, there's nothing to tell because I'm not testing yet, so there's nothing to tell. So why would I worry someone? Or it's really important because what we need to do is sort of flip that script somewhat and say, if you were best mate, or if your daughter or son or partner or whoever, if they had something serious going on, would you want to be there to support them and love them anyway and just be there for them, be in their corner? Yeah, of course you would. If you had any time a decent human being, of course you would. And and they would want to do the same for you. That's generally what I've found. Top tip number one, find someone to talk to. Find someone you can just have a conversation with and someone you can be honest with. So saying how things going today and saying, yeah, I feel a bit shit, but I'm doing what I can. Or, I got no energy. And that's another thing. I spent most of this walking around with no symptoms. But in the very beginning, I was knackered all the time. I was practically falling asleep. I couldn't drive on 20 minutes. I just had to pull over. That's gone away. So, well, that was about, but that's gone away. And yeah, he had some symptoms. I was constipated, stuff like that. So I followed them up, and here we are today. Still waiting for results. And waiting, I've said previously, waiting's the worst thing. And so, tip number one, top tip here, find someone to talk to. Even if you've got someone to talk to, I'd recommend checking out a counsellor. Now, there's nothing wrong with it. You don't even have to tell anyone if you don't want, but there's nothing wrong with it. It's someone who's a professional listener, and this professional listener may not give you solutions. Maybe maybe what you need is just have someone that you can speak to and say, look, I don't know how to tell people this, but I'm a bit afraid of this, or what if this happens, or what if that happens? Fantastic. Find someone and talk to them. So that's my top number one tip here. My second tip, take time out. You can have a lot going on in your mind. So if you've recently been diagnosed with cancer, or you're going through it, or your partner, or you got something going on, your head is going to be full of stuff. What about this? What about that? What's going to happen? And so what I find is I don't sometimes don't want to be around people. I don't want to talk to people. I don't want to interact with them. I'm not antisocial. It's just that I can't. It's enough going on as it is. I'm very lucky having a car. I could drive somewhere, park up, maybe read a bit of a book, listen to music, put the radio on, just have silence and look out the window. Maybe actually get out of the car and go for a little walk. I'm very lucky where I live. I live in a brilliant part of the UK. I live in South Wales, and about 20 to 30 minutes from where I live, I could be on the coastline. It's probably not going to take that long, and a little bit longer in the other way, and I'm in a Brecon Beacon, so it's like rolling hills and forests and woodlands. Beautiful, beautiful place. Also being a city centre, so I'm very, very lucky where I live. But where you live, you are going to have places that you kind of know you could go to and think, I could park up here, no one's going to bother me. And it's okay, go and do a puzzle, do a word search, do a crossword, do whatever it is that you want to do, or just sitting quiet. Maybe you need somewhere just away from the hustle and bustle of the house. Maybe you live on your own and you've got, a million things you've got to do. Just get out of the house now and again. Get out of the house, drive a car, park it up, and just be. And so that's my top tip number 2. Find a little sanctuary. Find a place you could go and be quiet. If you're religious, go to a church or temple or whatever. Whatever you go for a walk in the woods. But the brilliant thing, and the reason I'm doing this from the car, it's like a private little space, isn't it? So even though there's people walking past in the front, I would maybe be a bit more self-conscious doing this, because I wouldn't want people overhearing what I'm saying, or I wouldn't want their conversation to distract. And so this is like a little haven. That's my tip number 2. Number 2 is have somewhere to go. And what if you haven't got a car? I'm not suggesting you try and find it the same on the number 3 bus, but I'm suggesting that you find somewhere you can go and be at peace. Could be you don't leave the house, and I understand that, but what I'm suggesting is, by getting out of the regular environment, place where you sit, you'd have your chair or whatever, looking around, sometimes there's things to do, but you haven't got any of them distractions that you would have in the house. You need to get out, and it just sort of clears your brain a bit. Maybe crack a window open and get some fresh air. So that's it. So tip number 1 is good to talk. Find someone to talk to. Find someone you can chat with, someone you trust. Tip number 2, just get out of the house. Every now and again, just get out of them 4 walls, get out of the house or flat or apartment or whatever you live in. And if you go van life, fantastic. Park up somewhere and go for a little stroll. And if you can find somewhere, a little place of peace, a little place of tranquility, it helps your mindset considerably. So take it easy. Much love to you. And I'll see you in the next one. Ta-da.